Standard 8, Chapter number 12, India, Post-Independence, Part 1. In this chapter, we are going to learn about how India get independence and what were the situation arise for the people of India after the independence and how it creates the partition. India, as we can see in this map, was looking like this on 15th August 1947. India was divided in two parts, that is India and Pakistan. You can see green parts, that is West Pakistan and East Pakistan. When India got independence, India was divided in two parts, India and Pakistan. In Pakistan gets two parts, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. After many years, East Pakistan get freedom from West Pakistan and known as the Bangladesh. India attained independence on 15th August 1947. On the previous day, that is on 14th August 1947, Pakistan separated from India. Along with the happiness of being independent, people had to face a whole lot of problems too. Approximately 80 lakh refugees came back to India from Pakistan. The rehabilitation of these refugees was major challenge. The second challenge was to integrate 562 small and big princely states into one united nation. As we all know, before independence, there were princely states who were ruling over their state. But after getting independence, the leaders were started to unite all the states and make one country. The third major challenge was to build a stable political system to fulfill the expectations and hopes of people and develop the India into a strong nation. But why India got partition? What were the problems faced by the country after partition and how did this political change happen? We are going to learn about all these questions in this chapter. First was the resolution was made by Muslim League. Britishers had always followed the policy of divide and rule. They propagate the belief among people of India that Hindus and Muslims had different interests and culture. Therefore, many Indian leaders convinced that Muslim will not be safe and socio-political and cultural interests of Muslims will not be taken care in independent India. To safeguard the interest of Muslim community and to ensure the development of both communities, it was necessary to create a separate country, that is Pakistan. In Lahore session of 1940, the Muslim League passed the resolution that Pakistan would be formed in area having the majority of Muslim population. The demand for Pakistan became the main goal of Muslim League rather than getting the independence from the Britishers. The Mountbatten Plan. The British had to declare India independent, notwithstanding the intensity of freedom movement. Viceroy Mountbatten arrived in India in March 1947. He was of the opinion that partition was inevitable condition of independence of India. Otherwise, the entire country will face communal riots and many people would suffer due to it. Many visionary leaders who knew the reality unwillingly accepted the proposal of formation of Pakistan. The discussions and negotiations continued for 3 months over the series of meetings. Mountbatten proposed the plan of partition of India, which is known as Mountbatten Plan. The British Parliament passed the Indian Independence Act that finalized the arrangements of partition and abandoned the British rule over the princely state. In Indian Independence Act 1947, according to Mountbatten Plan, following are the clauses written by him. First was that Sikh, Hindus and Muslims in Punjab and Bengal Legislative Assembly would meet and vote for partition. If simple majority of either group wanted partition, then this province would be divided. Sindh was to take its own decision whether they want to live in Pakistan or they had to live in India. The fate of Northwest Frontier Province and Sylhet district of Assam was to be decided by the referendum. India would be independent by 15th August 1947. The separate independence of Bengal was ruled out. The boundary commission to be set up in case of partition. And the princely state could join any of the unions. If they were not willing to join any of the unions, they were free to remain independent. These are the clauses which written by Mountbatten and which shows that the Punjab and Bengal is going to be partitioned. Either the people of Sikh, Hindu and Muslim has to decide whether they want to live in India or they want to live in Pakistan. But partition is decided. Sindh region has to take their own decision whether they want to live in India or Pakistan. Today we know that Sindh is in Pakistan. India has to be independent on 15 August and Bengal was to be separate. And boundary was commissioned to be set because of the partition. And princely states were allowed to join any of the country, or if they want to rule independently, they can independently rule over their state. No one is going to force them. So it was very hard for the leaders to unite all the princely states into one country and form a political rule. According to Indian Independence Act and Mountbatten Plan, India was divided into India and Pakistan. Mountbatten was appointed as India's first Governor General and Muhammad Ali Jinnah was first President of Pakistan. The struggle that had started in 1857 ultimately met its goal in 1947. Sindh, Baluchistan, West Punjab, Northwest Frontier and East Bengal were included in Pakistan and the rest of the regions remained in India. In this way, all the states were divided in two parts, that is India and Pakistan, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah became the first president of independent Pakistan. The wave of happiness and celebration swept the nation. Many known and unknown people had contributed in big or small way, even beyond their capacity in freedom struggle to make us independent. Jawaharlal Nehru became the first Prime Minister of independent India and he unfurled the tricolor flag of our country at the Red Fort in Delhi by replacing the Union Jack of England. The nation was rejoicing the glory of independence. According to Indian Independence Act, many princely states declared a desire to remain independent. Sir C.R. Ramaswamy Iyer declared the state of Travancore as the Sovereign Republic. It was followed by the Nizam of Hyderabad, Nawab of Bhopal, Holkar of Indore. The Nawab of Junagadh declared his desire to join the Union of Pakistan. If every princely state had declared its independence, then India could never have attained unity and integrity. So, the resource of development would become limited and princely states would have indulged in disputes and independence would have become meaningless. So, it was necessary to merge all the princely states in one united nation. And this work was done by Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. At the time of independence, there were 562 princely states in our country. India became a strong union as all of these princely states had joined the Indian Union. The most important and challenging task was completed by Vice Prime Minister and the Home Minister Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and his secretary Sri V.P. Menon. They appealed to the patriotism of the kings and with their excellent diplomatic skill, they successfully merged 559 states with Indian Union. The first princely state to accept the merger was the king of Bhavnagar, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh Ji. At the end, only three states were reluctant to cooperate, and they were Junagadh, Hyderabad, and Kashmir. The people of Junagadh wanted to join India, and they launched protest for the same against the Nawab of Junagadh because he wanted to join in Pakistan. Ratubhai Adani with the people established Arji Hukumat. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel conducted referendum and declared Junagadh as the part of Indian Union. Military action was taken against the Nizam of Hyderabad and it was also merged in Indian Union. Pakistan attacked Kashmir in 1948 and the King of Kashmir, Maharaja Hari Singh, officially joined the Indian Union. Geographically and strategically, it was very important that these states should join the Indian Union. The kings of princely state wanted to give a responsible government to their people. It was assured that government of India would prove to be responsible government to the people. The second reason to agree to the merger was people become aware of their rights as the result of proper education. Thus, kings and their people anticipated desired development after being the part of Indian Union. It is a big thing to surrender one's kingdom except for some amount of property, and it indeed was credible act on the part of king of these princely states. India shall always remain indebted to Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and B.P. Menon for fulfilling this task and securing the unity and integrity of India forever. The contribution towards country was invaluable. He had did a great job in uniting 562 states. In next part, we are going to learn about Gandhiji and the Constitution of India and its implementation.